How's it going, guys? My name is Nate and welcome to Monument Auto. Behind me is my 2007 ML63 AMG that I bought completely sight unseen from Copart auction. And today I'm going to break down my experience and give you guys 5 key tips for navigating Copart. So stay tuned. This video is going to be pretty quick, so if you'd like a more detailed breakdown of how to navigate Copart with more in-depth tips and tricks, please let me know in the comment section below and I'd be happy to make another video. Tip number 1. Be careful with Copart designations like run and drive, enhanced vehicle, or clean title. These designations have very specific meanings that aren't always what they sound like. For instance, run and drive only means that when Copart received the car, they confirmed it was able to start and move under its own power. This does not mean the transmission shifts through all the gears, it does not mean it's running on all cylinders, and it doesn't mean it won't immediately overheat once you start driving it, etc., etc. And it doesn't even guarantee the car will run, start, and drive by the time you pick it up. So basically it means nothing except that at one point the car was able to start and drive. To that end, you are solely responsible as a potential buyer for assessing the damage to the vehicle. If you'd like a more detailed breakdown of Copart's designations, please let me know in the comments section. Tip number 2. See the car in person if possible. So try not to buy sight unseen like I did unless there are absolutely no Copart locations near you. If a picture is worth 1,000 words, in this case, seeing the car in person is invaluable. You only get about 6 to 8 pictures per vehicle on Copart's website, and they don't even necessarily show all the damage, especially when things like undercarriage damage are listed. No one's going to be crawling under the car or putting it on a lift to take pictures of the underside. It may be completely destroyed, or it might just have a minorly dented oil pan. So go see the car yourself, and if you don't have automotive knowledge, definitely bring someone who does. Be good company anyway. Tip number 3. Look up the VIN. So at the very least, Google the VIN number. This will show you pretty reliably if the car has ever been to auction before. Sometimes people buy a car from auction, doctor it up, make it look good, make it seem like there's less damage than there really is, and then resell it via auction for profit. If you find a car you're really interested in and want to assess its history further, you can use sites like autoauction.io, not a sponsor, or Carfax, also not a sponsor, to check for red flags. For instance, when buying a clean title vehicle, it's a good idea to check the vehicle's history because sometimes the title can technically be clean, but the car history might show the insurance company has declared the vehicle a total loss, making it far less desirable when it comes to resale. However, if you do buy a vehicle history report for every car you come across, that can get expensive as well, so choose wisely. Tip number 4. Be aware of all fees, and seriously, all the fees. Copart has lots of fees and doesn't always make them very easy to find. For instance, I didn't notice there was a $59 gate fee just to put your car in the trailer when you pick it up. Or that there's a bidding fee just because I used my own computer instead of bidding in person or from one of Copart's kiosks. Anyway, make sure to Google Copart fees and take a good look at them because they can add up quickly. The more money you spend on a vehicle, the higher the fees go. Also, don't forget about fees after you've purchased the car, like sales tax, title transfer fees, vehicle registration, inspection, and transportation costs. Copart usually charges sales tax based on the state that you buy the car from, but if sales tax is higher in the state you live in, you may have to pay additional sales tax when you register the car. If you want to get the car shipped to you, this can be a little tricky to calculate as the car transfer industry is not widely regulated or consistent. Brokers will often offer the lowest possible quote to get your business, but depending on the location, the season, the traffic, they may not be able to follow through. Location and distance are highly important in keeping shipping costs down. If Copart location is near a highly traveled truck route and relatively close to your house, shipping will be much less than if your car is located in the middle of nowhere, for instance in the Upper Peninsula of Michigan and 1,300 miles from your house. Ask me how I know that. Tip number 5. Make a budget and stick to it. Buying from Copart is basically gambling, especially when you buy sight unseen. So if you're looking for a project car or just want to get a good deal on a used daily driver, figure out the maximum amount you're willing to spend on this project and work backwards from there. When you find a car you're interested in, set a maximum bid amount and stick to it because it's pretty easy to get excited about bidding, excited about the car, and easy to get carried away. Luckily, your initial deposit must be 10% of your maximum bid. For instance, if you deposit $200, you can only bid up to $2,000. So ultimately, when deciding how much to bid on a car, you need to consider how much the car is worth once it is fixed, taking into account the title status, costs to repair the car, fees and taxes, and also how much shipping will cost if you aren't able to pick it up yourself. So as you guys can tell, there's a lot that goes into buying a car in Copart, but it can definitely be a good experience if you have all the right knowledge. So hopefully this video helps you buy your first project car or affordable daily driver on Copart. Thank you for watching, and stay tuned for the next video where I break down exactly how much I spent buying, shipping, and fixing the cheapest ML63 AMG in the United States. And of course, if you liked the video, please consider giving it a thumbs up and subscribing. Till next time.